What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Unplugged and Uncut, the new source for sports news and entertainment. You are live with your boy Unique. I hope everybody had a blessed Christmas. Today we're going to get into a three-team blockbuster trade proposal between the Phoenix Suns, the Portland Trailblazers, and my own San Antonio Spurs. That is right. But before we get started, if you haven't taken the time to hit that subscribe button, please do. It definitely helps out our channel in fighting the almighty algorithm. Also, we're giving away a PlayStation 5 Disc Edition with the game of your choice once we hit 100,000 subscribers, and all you have to do to be entered to win is be an active subscriber and leave comments in the comment section. Not to mention our partners at Isobrand and Ultra Game, dropping in the NBA and NFL swag type prizes. Guys, we have a lot of prizes to give away, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get into this three-team blockbuster trade proposal between the Phoenix Suns, the Portland Trailblazers, and the San Antonio Spurs. In this trade, we see the Phoenix Suns receive Jakob Poeltl, Josh Richardson, Doug McDermott, the Chicago first-round pick, a San Antonio Spurs 2025 first-round pick, and a second-round pick. We see the Portland Trailblazers receive Jay Crowder, and we see the San Antonio Spurs receive Shaedon Sharpe and DeAndre Ayton. Now let's look to see why the Suns might say yes to this type of trade. Now, first and foremost, the main reason you see DeAndre Ayton in this trade is because of the situation between the player and coach at hand. This allows the Phoenix Suns to bring back a very capable center, not to mention two excellent three-point shooters and a couple first-round picks to help stockpile future assets with. So the Suns get Jakob Poeltl, who is an excellent defender, good in the pick and roll, has good touch around the rim out to about 7 to 10 feet with that baby jump hook. They also get Josh Richardson, who's a 3-level scorer, great wing defender, adds depth for your playoff push. Another person that can start or come off the bench, mostly will be off the bench, but can start in spots needed when Devin Booker needs a break or a player like that. Doug McBuckets. Don't forget about him. This man is averaging over 10 points a game, shooting a ridiculous three-point percentage, well over 40%. You're getting a great shooter who also moves well off the ball with his movement and his cuts. Perpetual motion is what you're going to get with Doug McBuckets. Not to mention that Chicago first-round pick. If the Bulls decide to blow up the team, that could be a very valuable pick. The Spurs 2025 pick and 2 second-round picks. I'm sorry about that. It could be 1 or 2 picks. In the first part, I did mention the 1 second round. Right here, I said 2 second-round picks. So either 1 or 2, depending on how much the Spurs have to give up to get DeAndre Ayton. Next, we got the Portland Trailblazers. They say yes to this trade because they're in a win-now mode. Now, they might feel like giving up Shaedon Sharpe is a lot because Shaedon Sharpe has a ton of potential. However, adding Jay Crowder makes this team a very deep and scary team. You can literally move Jay Crowder into the starting lineup, and this might be one of the best Dame dollar-led teams that we've seen with Damian Lillard, Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant, Jay Crowder, and Yusuf Nurkic. Not to mention that deep bench, and you're moving Josh Hart to the bench, so that just makes that bench even deeper. You can see this Blazers team move up in the rankings with a trade like this. Also, Jay Crowder shouldn't cost that much, so you should be able to keep him around, and he's really close to the timeline of Dame Lillard. Also, having Anthony Simons as a legit all-star level shooting guard makes losing Shaedon Sharpe not as bad. You already have somebody there at his position in Anthony Simons, so it makes losing Shaedon Sharpe a little bit easier, somewhat lessening that blow. Now let's look at this from the Spurs perspective because they are giving up a lot to pick up DeAndre Ayton. Now, in theory, even if the Spurs are tanking, DeAndre Ayton and Victor Wembanyama could form a nice 1-2 punch since you still have your 2023 pick. Now, I don't want to think the Spurs are tanking. That's my team. I want to think they're playing to win. And I do think they're playing to win. They just have had some injuries and a lot of youth on the team. But picking up a player like DeAndre Ayton could be big time. Not to mention you're also getting Shaedon Sharpe, who has shown a ton of talent and athleticism. The Spurs do not have many guards on contract after this season, so that could help there as well and help them with who they want to pick in the draft. Now, they do lose the 2 first-round picks, but only one of them was their own, and then possibly 1 or 2 second-round picks. They still have a ton of picks, including the Atlanta picks they just got from the DeJounte Murray trade. So even if you fail to get Victor Wembanyama, picture a team with Scoot Henderson, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, DeAndre Ayton. Maybe you don't get Scoot Henderson and you get Amen Thompson instead. Either way, Amen Thompson, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, that is 3 big wings to go with Jeremy Sohan and DeAndre Ayton. This is a win-type move for the Spurs, who could put some of those draft assets to work for them to bring in a player who might fit their culture. He might not. I mean, he isn't getting along with the coach over there, but that's not to say that the Spurs can't get him a few more touches, and maybe that helps. Sometimes players just want to touch the ball a little bit more, feel like they're appreciated on the offensive end. And I'm sure Greg Popovich will find a ton of ways to get DeAndre Ayton the ball and in position to score. So this could be a 3-team blockbuster trade that actually helps out all teams involved. Phoenix Sun fans, sound off. How do y'all feel about picking up Jakob Poeltl, Jay Rich, Doug McBuckets, 2 first-round picks, possibly 1 or 2 second-round picks? Trailblazers, what about adding Dre Crowder for Shaedon Sharpe? Is that something y'all would consider? Spur fans, are you willing to give up a little bit of draft compensation to pick up a player that could be a potential all-star at center? Maybe. We don't know. DeAndre Ayton has a ton of potential, and he hasn't been the go-to option on his team. So maybe he could be this star center. And a Shaedon Sharpe. Is that enough to get back in return for losing 2 first-round draft picks and possibly 2 second-round draft picks? I can't wait to see how everybody feels about this one. In my opinion, I feel like it does help every team, but I could see why you could say a particular team might say no. So I'm with you either way, and I can't wait to read the comments to hear what you guys got to say. But your boy is out. Peace.